Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the London live stream. It is the 1st of June. It's a brand new month. New opportunities to get better. So let's get to it. We're gonna have a good month this month. Things may be a little bit volatile on gold this month. But yeah, so let's just start on the monthly new month. Okay, so we've closed bearish on the previous monthly candle here. We are closing above this level here of consolidation. If we happen to break back into that level at some time throughout the month, we could certainly see this previous wick filled of the previous monthly candle. You can see there is a level of support here on the monthly, which we tapped into last month. If we do fill that wick and end up breaking that low, you could definitely see 1755 later this month. It is pretty far away, but we could see that happen. Otherwise, with that wick rejection, you never know. You may get a push up, you may get some consolidation this month, but we are currently opening with a very small top wick, so you should see price push back up at some point to probably create a slightly steeper wick. But let's look at our weekly time frame here. We did tap into this level. We spoke about this earlier this week. And looking at last week's candle, as I mentioned earlier in the week as well, looking at the body of this previous weekly candle, it's pretty small and there's quite a big wick to the upside tapping into that level of resistance. Okay, so we viewed that as a potential exhaustion candle, and we have now broken the low. Something else we spoke about, as soon as we break that low, we should see a push further down. So you do have a support here at this level. Just judging off the weekly time frame here, looks like we should push into that level. Okay. Not too much time left in this week and a lot of high impact news, so we may not push down to that level, or if the news is good for the dollar, we certainly should push into that level. Okay, we're about 200 pips away from support here. We'll dive a little bit deeper into that now. Let's just look at our upcoming events this morning. Okay, we do have manufacturing PMI for the pound at 10:30. So a little bit later in our session, but we'll see. We may stick around for that and see what that does to GBPJPY. So later today we've got JOLTS job openings, ISM manufacturing PMI for USD, and then other than that we've got ADP tomorrow and NFP on Friday. Okay, there is a UK bank holiday tomorrow and Friday, so since we trade London session, we'll just have to see how it goes. Probably gonna pop in here, and if there's volume within the first hour or so, we may get involved. Otherwise, we may just stay out. So last night we had a meeting with Biden and Fed Chair Powell, Jerome Powell. I'm not seeing any high impact news from that event. Yellen said on Tuesday that she was wrong about inflation. But you know what? Whatever these headlines say, this has already happened. It should be slowly being priced in the market currently. So, we know that happened. We know that something happened and affected the markets. And then, as you can see, yesterday we had a strong bearish candle closing below our daily support level. Why do I have a fib here? Closing below this daily support, as well as this previous daily support here as well. So we should see price continue down today with the current bearish momentum. So like I said, we know that that event happened, we know the meeting happened. Don't necessarily know exactly what was said. Like I say, not seeing too much here. I haven't checked Twitter this morning. But yeah, anyway, we can pretty much see what's going on in the market. Alright. So we will just be reacting to what price is doing here this morning. Then for GBP, okay, yesterday we had a pretty strong bullish candle moving up here, closing above resistance. I actually caught a bar in New York. Off of that level we spoke about yesterday, we had this resistance, support, and we had this bullish candle closure above resistance, entered on the break of, as you can see, that wick there and that wick there, entered on the break of that, and had a really nice push up into some of these highs here where I secured profit. So as you can see, some of the moves we plan in London only happen in New York, and sometimes you can see consolidation in London. So you have to be aware of your sessions. Don't chase a trade. Sometimes you can see something that only will happen later in the day. So yeah, no trades yesterday on the live stream. So with that bullish closure yesterday, we are looking to push bullish today. We have tapped into a level of resistance now. Okay. So let's just break this down in the lower time frames. Currently we are in this range here on a daily. Okay, so this was our previous high. If we do pull back, as you can see, we've had quite a nice push up. We could get a correction this morning. We are tapping into that daily level we pointed out. Okay, a lot of consolidation in this area. We could see a rejection off of here and just a pullback in this trend, looking to possibly retest the previous highs here. Not looking to get involved right here, right now. There's a lot of mess. So what we'll be looking for is, we'll be looking for buys, okay? We may take a counter trend sell. We'll see if that presents itself. Otherwise, looking for buys above resistance. Got your resistance right here. Otherwise, like I say, we could form a support down here. We could even form a support in this level here. Okay, so this range right here is pretty messy. Going to stay out of this range no matter what. No trade. And then bars above here. $162. Okay, so we'll be waiting for a closure above that level there. We may have sells below 162, but we'll see closer to the time. Like I say, for now this is our plan here on GJ. Let's look for a target to the left here. Okay, so you have this hourly level. Let's just zoom out a bit, see the higher time frames. Okay, so it looks like 163, 100 is a pretty strong 4-hour area. We'll be looking to target that level there. As you can see, we're pushing up, and this candle here it's a bullish doji, but it's pretty much the same idea as this. What we will be looking for in this candle is possibly a break of that previous 4-hour high, just like here, to push on up to your next resistance. So right now we are respecting the previous 4-hour low, but we are just in consolidation, so waiting for a break above the highs here. We are pushing up already, but we'll wait for a closure on the 30 minutes at least. Here on gold, okay, bearish, pretty much bearish here, okay, like we've already discussed, so quite straightforward. You've got a support there, we've broke and closed below support, already had a push down. Your 4-hour candle now, okay, your new 4-hour push straight down, formed a bottom wick. Looks like we are pulling back up. So waiting for a lower time frame resistance to form here. Yeah, we closed bullish on the previous 30 minutes. So we'll wait for a resistance to form here on gold. Your hourly, we could see a pullback, tap into this level, and then as it flips, we should fill that wick. But we'll probably be better off waiting for a minor resistance to form here on a 15 minute. So something that happened the other day was we were waiting for a resistance to form on gold, and from what I took from that was that we should be waiting for a 30-minute candle closure for that resistance to form. If I remember correctly, that was right over here. Okay, we entered prematurely on a 15-minute doji candle. Wasn't, our 15-minute was kind of like that. We entered on the break of the low, didn't work out. But if you see here, waiting for a 30-minute, that worked a little bit better. There was a similar scenario. Okay, anyway, so yeah, what I was saying was basically a 30-minute is going to be a much stronger confirmation. Okay, forming a resistance, you would like to see a 30-minute bearish candle closure. But in this instance, if you zoom out a little bit, you can see we have a lot of momentum here. Okay, so your 4-hour is closing below support, or your 1 hour is closing below support. You could see a resistance formed on a lower time frame here to push down, okay, in this instance. So just waiting for that. Okay, looking left, we've got a target right over here. As you can see, these candles within this range are moving really nicely. We should mirror those candles. Looking there, you see we had a lot of reactions off of this level. This right here seemed to just be a fake out of that level. Other than that, pretty clean range. Okay, cool. There we go, that could work. So there's our target for sells, and then, like I say, we should push down to that weekly support area. So if there's enough volume today, we have big news coming up this week, later this week, so we may not get that full push today. We may see some ranging, but the thing is, as you can see here, price action is telling us that we have a confirmed direction now, and with that daily candle close yesterday, very bearish, we should push back down to support. So on an hourly here, looking left, you've got a pretty clean area all the way down to 1813. So we'll mark that level up for a possible final target. We do have another level here within this range. Possible bars above 1838. We'll see when we get there if we do. Otherwise, just looking for sells. $18.34.560. Okay, so GJ moving up here. Like I say, just waiting for a closure. Above this resistance, we may get a pretty strong push up. So a break above these wicks here, we could just push straight up, but I'd like to at least see the 15-minute candle close. I much prefer a 30-minute candle closure, but you know, just like gold, we had that daily candle finally giving us some confirmation of where the direction is. We do have a closure above resistance here on GJ, and this candle should be pretty strong. So as you can see, we ranged for some time here on GJ, finally had a break of resistance. The direction is confirmed, so this candle here should push up pretty strong. Only thing is we have this resistance here, of course, but that can be our target for the day. 4 minutes to the 15-minute candle closure, so we'll just wait for that. And yeah, like I say, same story on gold. You know, we had a pretty strong push up here, and then we sort of ranged for a while. This was pretty much indecision, and then we've had our confirmation of direction today. So it should be a pretty good day here. Pretty straightforward. You know what? Like we spoke of the 4-hour candle here, as we break the high, we should be good to push on up. So we are about to close on a 15-minute. What we'll do is we'll have a buy stop on the break of this high here. So looking to have a buy stop at 162.785. Your stop loss will be below the current 4-hour candle. You're looking at 34 pips for a 34 pip target. In fact, stop loss below the current hourly candle. You know, if we break these highs, we should not move back down to this level. And if we do, we are probably wrong. So we will have a stop loss below the current hourly candle. Buy stop for me and my broker is 162,770, so just be aware of the prices on your broker. Stop loss 162,465. So about a 30 pip stop. Take profit at 163,100. There's a lot of mess to the left looking to the left here. But we got a pretty strong level at 164, 130. So as we tap into our first target here, what I'll do is I'll probably close 90% of the position to leave a very small runner, maybe even 95%, to leave a very small runner to see if we can move up into some of these levels. Like I say, very, very bullish at this point in time. But at the same time, we have had a pretty strong push up. There's a lot of mess to the left here. We could see a pullback before the continuation up. But it's not like, unlike GJ, to have these really strong moves with no pullback. So we could be, in the very beginning of a move and get a strong move up like that into some of these key areas. Your 15-minute did close here, closed bullish on resistance. So yeah, still looking pretty bullish. Just going to wait for the break of that high. Gold not looking too bad. We've had a nice pullback into this level now. So like I say, just waiting for our resistance to form here. If we break and close above this level here, we are not going to be taking trades within this range. We may be looking at a fake out. If we close back below this level on the next candle, we could be looking at a fake out. Looking here on an hourly, if we happen to flip bearish and break its own low, we should see it fill the previous wick here and push down to support. As you can see to the left, this is a pretty strong level. We have had a pullback now, formed the high on the 4-hour, as we didn't have much of a top wick on the 4-hour originally. So we've now formed that high. Like I say, if your hourly flips, we should drive down here. Not going to set a sell stop just yet. We'll wait for the 30-minute closure, see what happens here. We may get that closure above on the 30-minute here. Either way, this idea is valid waiting for a break of the 4-hour high, and I think that'll probably be your safest bet. Playing off the higher time frame, of course. Your higher time frame is also always going to give you a stronger confirmation. Good morning to whoever is joining the stream here. If you're from South Africa, I hope you're staying warm. I'm pretty cold. Pretty damn cold. GJ. So our final target on GJ here will be 164, 100. It's a pretty big move, so we will secure a majority of our position here at 163, 100, and then leave a runner into this range here. There's a lot of consolidation, a lot of rejection and mess to the left, but that is a pretty strong level. New monthly candle here. We did not actually not look at GJ's candle. Looking at a monthly, we had this really strong push up over the past 2 months, 3 months, and then we finally had that pullback, retesting that low. We've closed bearish, but this is more a bullish indicator with this huge wick here to push further on up. I would expect to see a bottom wick on this monthly candle, but I am expecting to see this candle break last month's high and drive up and fill these wicks. Looking left here, we have this monthly resistance which we closed above, and then last month we excuse me, we stayed above this level. We closed above there. So we should move up this month. Looking at the weekly, it's pretty clear we are very bullish and we should retest these highs. Okay, so gold clearly got some reaction off of that level. Your 30-minute is about to close. You're looking at about a 32, 33 pip stop if we enter on the flip of this current candle, and then got about a 45 pip target here. GJ is moving up here. We're about to close on a 30-minute, so this should be a pretty strong confirmation to continue up. Got about 50 seconds left here. We've got our bar stops in. Bar stop at 162,770. Stop loss below the current hourly candle at 162,480. You're looking at about 30 pips here. 30 pip stop for your first target at 33 pips. Okay, so we've closed on resistance here on a 30-minute, respecting that level. We should begin to move down here. Have not placed the sell stop just yet. We'll give it a couple minutes here. We may wait for 9 o'clock on gold. Okay, looking really good here on GJ. You can see your current 30 minutes has got no top wick. You're tapping into this level. You should see price reject this level, push back up, break the highs here, and continue moving. Okay, so we're going to place a sell stop here on the break of the current hourly low. If we don't get triggered in the next 20 minutes or so, we'll delete this and wait for the hourly candle closure. So you're gonna have about a 35 pip stop here. Looking left, your first target is at 45 pips. Let's set this order. Okay, so your stop loss is going to be at 1835 500. Here on my broker, I've got it at 1835, 400. About a pip off on my broker, so like I say, always just be aware of that. You're looking at a sell stop here at 1832. Okay, looks like GJ has created that bottom wick here. Sorry about this. 785. If gold breaks this previous 30-minute high, what we'll do is we'll delete these self-stops and wait for a bearish candle closure. Or wait for a possible fake out setup. So we could close into this range and then our next 30 minutes we close back below support. Could be looking at something like that. We actually had a fake out of this support here. So we had this support, broke below, we closed back in, and then break back below, continue down. You know, here on GJ you could probably have your bars right here on the flip or break of the previous candle. It's only a couple pips, about 4 pips. About 3 pips. So obviously we'll be safer to wait for a break of the 4-hour high, and we'll leave our bar stop right there where it is. So we broke this previous 30-minute high. Looks like we could reject this minor resistance. Alright, so deleting. Let's wait for a 15-minute candle closure. If we close bullish, we'll delete this. Form the support here on a lower time frame, so that should be your 30-minute wick, and we should begin to move up now. So if you can see gold here, we are dropping from that level. We're about to move here on GJ. As soon as we flip, we should break those highs and begin to push up. So it looks like we're about to get triggered, and I'm in. Looks like I got triggered in by spread. So yeah, bearish 15-minute candle closure here on gold in about 2 minutes. That should be our resistance, and we should begin to move down. So we won't have our sell stop on the break of the 15-minute low. We'll keep it here at the hourly flip. That'll probably be your safest option. So a very straightforward trade here on GJ. Do have a level to be aware of here at 163 on the dot. Probably move stop to break even as we tap into that level. Other than that, this is a trade that we should really give it a chance here. Run in, run in, run in. Should be at about 15 pips of profit. Your 15-minute candle's about to close here in 10 seconds. Looks like your 15-minute candle is closing with no bottom wick, so we're going to close out half right here at 15 pips. So closed out half here at 15 pips, and what we'll do as well is move our stop loss below the current 30-minute candle. So not to break even, because you may see a pullback on the current 15-minute candle and then the continued push up here. So I just want to give this trade a fighting chance. So we've reduced our stop loss to about 19 pips. Gold, you had that 15-minute candle closure, bearish on resistance. We should begin to move down here. So we may not flip on this candle. But what we can do is on the next hourly have our sell stop below this bullish hourly candle to continue moving down, fill this wick and move into our targets here. First of June, so far so good. Like I say, once we tap into 163, we will move stops to break even. Our original stops were below the hourly candle. So 30 pips. Let's just update this. So I've updated the monthly total and monthly record. 10 losses. Yeah, we can definitely do a lot better than that. Nearly 400 pips. Still pretty good month. So yeah, the live stream is a little bit of an adjustment to be trading with pressure. I know not too many people are on here. It's still here for everyone to see, so it is a little bit of pressure, but I kind of enjoy it. Just takes some time to adjust. My schedule is also pretty different to how it used to be. So just getting into the whole routine of trading London session. So far so good, I would say. We are picking up our mistakes, learning from them. 30 pip stop. Secured half at 15 pips. Man. So we are coming up to London Open here. Got about 9 minutes. We have created a lower time frame support here to possibly move on up. This could be your 15-minute wick to potentially push up to resistance here. And with volume coming in, we are in profit. I do not want to risk what we've made. It's the first of the month. Gonna take it slow. It's a pretty ugly week here in terms of fundamentals and holidays. So tomorrow and Friday we have a UK bank holiday. We may not get any trades. Did not take any trades yesterday and took a losing trade on Monday, so definitely do not want to risk anything we've made here today. Looks like we are in a pretty good position, and if we get a push up here now, we should survive London Open to continue pushing further. So stops at break even right now, and gonna let it rock. Slowly moving down here on gold. We've got 6 minutes to our candle closure. Currently sitting back at about 16 pips here on GJ. So yeah, we've had a nice trade here on GJ. Got stops at break even. We are looking at a potential position here on gold. So we'll keep our focus here on gold for the time being. We've got 4 minutes to the hourly candle closure. And at this point, it may be best to wait for that closure, but looks like we've got quite a lot of momentum here. A rejection of this level and a break of this hourly low. This momentum should continue pushing us down. So going to leave these sell stops in for the time being. Looks like we're going to get that 30-minute bearish candle closure that we would have liked. Thank you to everyone joining this morning. Appreciate the support. Hope you're ready to catch some pips here. Please give the video a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We are here every day, Monday to Friday, London session. Same place, same time, Monday to Friday. I say we are here like there's not just me, but it's you guys too, you know. You should be here. Your hourly candle closure is coming up in about a minute and a half. If we get this bearish candle closure on a 30-minute, what we'll do is wait for a top wick to be formed. I want to say possibly enter on the break of the low, but you know what? If we are closing like this, we are closing bullish on the hourly candle, so gonna be much safer to have it on the break of this previous hourly candle. GJ pushing up here, currently sitting at about 20 pips. Tapping into that level we marked up there at 163. You got a little bit of a reaction off there, but we've got a pretty strong hourly closure here. We should continue up. Let's just hope that the rest of our position here survives London Open and we move on up. We have secured 15 pips and have stops at break even, so this is currently a risk-free trade. So whatever happens now is just free money. Here we go, moving up. About to tap into your first target here. Okay, so nice bearish closure here on a 30-minute on gold. Like I say, your hourly is closing bullish, so we're waiting for a break of that hourly low. Stops above the previous hourly candle to move on down here. Sell stop at 1832.1. Your stop loss is at 1835.5. Got a pretty strong reaction off of this level. Looking to tap into 1863.100 to secure a little bit more of our position to let the rest run. We'll close out 90% as we tap into that level. Okay, got the finger on the trigger here to close out 90%. Gold pushing up here. Looks like we may break the high, so we may just have to delete sell stops and wait. Okay, so there we go. Going to close out 90% right here. Call it 30 pips. So we do have a runner here still, but so far we've closed out 30 pips. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So used to typing O's. Just kidding. So yeah, gonna let the runners run now. Like I say, on the daily time frame here, our direction has been confirmed as we closed above resistance. Okay, weekly is bullish, daily is bullish. We do have, sorry about the mess here, all this support and resistance drawn in. When I zoom out, looks really messy. Yeah, like I say, this area to the left is pretty messy, but with the higher time frame momentum, it's quite likely that we pop up into some of these levels. 1863.6, 1864. Sorry, thinking about gold here. 163.6, 164. Okay, so deleting the sell stops on gold, waiting for a bearish candle closure, and we can get involved in sells here right now. Your stop loss has just increased by like 15-20 pips, so we'll delete that and wait for a new opportunity here. We could have a fake out into this range, break back into this range below support to move on down. Once we break this support, we should move down here, but obviously at this point we just have to wait. It doesn't look too great to enter right now. We would like to see a bearish candle closure. But yeah, I guess with London volume, London open, we had that push up, possibly collecting liquidity, bearish candle closure on the last 30 minutes. So if we do happen to pull back down here and break these lows, you should definitely see price move down quite nicely. But we'll wait for the 15-minute candle closure and possibly the 30-minute. GJ is moving up really nicely here. currently sitting at about 40 pips of profit, 35 pips. Thank you to everyone joining today. Please give the stream a thumbs up. You know it's always appreciated. You know, we could tap into this resistance and then drive down. Something that happened yesterday. Was it yesterday? Oh yes, here we go. So yesterday we were looking at this range. Okay, so yesterday this was our no trade range. We were waiting for a break below support for sells. You can see those sells played out really nicely, but we walked away here pretty much as this 15-minute candle closed, and look how it just dropped. So that was, you know, your last 15 minutes of the 4 hour, and it just to me was not looking too good. I did say in your last hour of the 4 hour, I think it was here, must be, you didn't have a bottom wick. So I said in the last hour we should drop down to create that bottom wick. No, sorry, not there. It was this candle here. This 4 hour candle here, I said we should drive down to create that bottom wick. So we pushed down pretty heavily last 15 minutes, and then your next 15 we drove straight down. So you could have been looking at an entry below this 4 hour candle to move down to support here. But yeah, if you follow my Instagram, I showed how this move played out, and you know what I said? We'll be back tomorrow. So here we are, and let's see. Look at GJ. 43 pips. We've also got these levels here at 163, 300. So just got a tiny runner left here, 10% runner. So we're gonna put him to work and see if we can tap into some of these levels here. Really nice move here on GJ today, no drawdown, straight up. Just shy of 50 pips right now. If you look at your 4 hour, looks like we are possibly respecting these previous highs, so potentially a flip of your 4 hour we should drive down. Your flip of your 30 minute will also be a flip of your 4 hour. So potentially a sell stop on the flip of this 30-minute. Although I'd much rather like sells on the break of this low. You've got about 20 pips moving down here into the support. But looking left, we've got the wick fill, and then you've got support here at 1827.5. So we should break this lower time frame support. So yeah, no positions here on gold. We are just waiting for a closure back below 1834.56. So yeah, on a 15-minute, we are currently looking at a possible fake out. We've closed back into this level here, but if we close back below support, we've got your fake out set up to drive further on down. So we're going to wait for a 30-minute candle closure here. I said possibly entries on the flip of this 30 minutes, but I'd rather wait at this point, because if we get that fake out and close back below support, we could get a better stop loss here rather than above this wick all the way up here, and we can have our entries on the break of this previous bullish hourly candle. That'll be a much safer entry. So yeah, 15-minute on GJ closed above this resistance. Not too focused on GJ. We've closed out 90% of our profit. So just keeping an eye on gold. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. How long have you been trading for? Since 2019. Three years. I mean, 3 years is not a particularly long time. It can take people a lot longer than that to become consistent, but we had lockdown, and that was a great opportunity to basically cram, like a few years of experience into a short period of time. Sitting at home all day, just looking at charts, you after a while you almost become one with the market. But of course, I'm still learning every day. But yeah, I'm lucky to have that opportunity to get consistent in that time period. Like I say, it can take people years, as long as you stick with it. But I think as well, if you're also following the right people, you have the right guidance, you can shorten that learning curve a lot. If you're just by yourself trying to figure things out, or buying courses from people who are more worried about making money than actually educating you, you can find yourself going around in circles. Yeah, man, and that can be really, really depressing. It's a head game. You have to have, the correct winning attitude, and that takes time to develop. And like I say, if you have the wrong guidance, you may never develop that winning attitude, and that will really hurt you in the long run. GJ. Yeah, really nice trade here on GJ. If that's all we get for the day, that's just fine. I'll be extremely happy with that and happy to walk away, but gonna stick around, see what happens here on gold. Like I say, just want to see a bearish candle closure. Yeah, Shema, thanks for joining the stream once again. I remember you did comment the other day. Hope you're keeping well. Everyone else joining the stream today, thank you so much for joining. Hope you guys are all good. Please give the video a thumbs up. No drawdown trade here today on GJ. I think that definitely deserves a thumbs up. Come on, guys. Got no top wick on this 15 minutes. Not really too much of a concern. We are just waiting for a closure below support. If we get a closure below support on a 30-minute, that 15-minute top wick will not be too much of a concern. feels great to finally be out of consolidation and, have some direction here in the markets. This whole mess right here, it's not really easy to trade. But with our strategy, we are looking for smaller movements, so you can find ranges within this range and work with that. This is like a 200 pip range at the end of the day. GJ as well. We had a couple weeks here of just up down. You'd have a bullish candle closure back above a major support level here and then just drop back below. Then at that point you're like now what? So yeah, you got to understand the different cycles of the market, consolidation, trending, or push phase, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so gold pushing up. We've got about 5 minutes for our new 30-minute candle here, so not too sure if we're going to get our closure below. But like I say, we could tap into this level and reject, so we'll still be waiting for our closure back below 1834. Definitely will be interesting here the rest of the week with these London or UK bank holidays. I'll pop up here on the stream, but yeah, not too sure how that'll go. Obviously volume will probably be down. Probably see most of the movement in Asian and New York. We've also got big news coming up tomorrow. ADP. So with high impact news later in the day and a UK bank holiday in the morning, you are very likely to see very little movement So the streams tomorrow, maybe we do from 8 to 8:30, just hop on, watch to see what's happening, and talk a little bit of trading, go on with our day. Friday I got NFP. First Friday of the month, where is it? NFP, there we go. And unemployment rate. So yeah, big news later in the day. UK bank holiday. You're definitely going to see some consolidation. Generally with big news later in the day, you do see consolidation leading up to that event as the market anticipates the release of that data. We are about to close here on a 30-minute. Closing back in this range. So we just have to wait. Just have to wait. So yeah, gold looks like we've got a rejection to this area. You can see here we reacted to this level at 1836. We are tapping back into that level, rejecting, beginning to push down. So we're waiting for a 15-minute closure now. If we close below the support, we can look at getting involved on the next 15 minute. looking to execute sells on the break of the previous hourly low, which is all the way down here at 1832. So a closure anywhere below 1834 and above this level, we should be good to get involved in that trade there. Thinking a break below these wicks will also be good. Let's just wait for our candle closure. GJ here, we are pushing up. Your 15-minute closed bearish. Your new 15-minute looks like we're about to break above there. And as soon as we break that high at 163.23, should be set to move on up. And we should have a continuation here. So yeah, gold looking good. Hourly has flipped bearish. Looking for a break of that low. Do not have sell stops in just yet. Your stop is pretty big, so we're waiting for a candle closure here. Yeah, stop above here. Gonna be looking at about 45 pips. Yeah, a lot of volume. 45 pip stop. I mean, can always manage that position there. So we're gonna have a sell on the break of the hourly low right here. Lowering risk a little bit, we got a pretty big stop. Yeah, a lot of volume, so gonna get involved. Like I say, I really would have liked to wait for a 15-minute candle closure, but we're breaking all these lows. Volume has really kicked up. So we've entered on the break of the hourly low as planned. Happened a little bit sooner than anticipated, but that's fine. We should push down and fill this wick at this point. Look at GJ. Moving up really nicely here. currently sitting at 50 pips. Keeping in mind our final target is all the way down at our weekly support, right down here. So we are 2 minutes away from closing here on a 15-minute. Should expect to see the 15-minute form a top wick here. And then what will happen is, as we tap into these lows or break these lows, we can move our stops to break even or above the next 30-minute candle. 15-minute candle. All your time frames are bearish at this point in time. From your weekly, your daily, your 4-hour, your 1-hour, and so on. So a lot of confluence to push down here. We've also got clean range. We had a closure below this support. We pulled back. We had a fake out on the lower time frames. We've now broken that weak bullish candle low. Very high probability to push on down here. Okay, so you've closed on a 15-minute here below support, below this minor level here. We could have waited for that 15-minute candle closure, but we entered on a 1 hour, and that's still looking pretty good. Our stop is in a safe place here, so you could see us wick back up into this level and then drive down. Ooh, GJ retraced quite a bit. So like I said, I'd like to see a rejection off of this support here. Closed below on the previous 15, we're wicking up right now. Should tap into that level and continue to drive down. last 10 minutes of the hour here. So maybe we missed that. Tapped into a key area there. On a 15-minute. Still got time here to push down. If we close back above 1834 on an hourly, we'll close this position. But we've tapped into that area now to create that top wick on the 15 to drive on down. You've got 6 minutes here. We do have higher time frame momentum on our side, keeping that in mind. Could possibly even just tap into this level here, 1834.5, before driving down. We've got 5 minutes left here, so we may just have to manage this position. Like I say, if we close above. Looks like that could be your top wick on the 15-minute candle here now. We've got just less than 2 minutes. I'd really like to see us close below the support here. Here we go. So if we close below that support, then, here we have our 30-minute fake out. We've got a bearish hourly candle. We are respecting that support. Got a lower time frame resistance to push on down to support here, and most probably fill these wicks. Closing below 1834.5, we still have that 30-minute fake out, and we should still see a continuation down here. "20 seconds. Okay, so there's your closure, 30-minute fake out. Hourly, you got a doji, pretty strong rejection to this level. Once we break this bullish 15-minute low, you should see us move back to our entry and then fill these wicks. Volume definitely picking up here. No top wick on the hourly, that's just something to be cautious of. So right now we are creating that top wick on the hourly. Could still tap into 1834.5 before driving down here. Okay, pushing up. We have tapped into that resistance. So of course we want to see a rejection at this level to push further down. For what it's worth, your 5-minute close with no top wick. Okay, moving up. Looks like if we break these wicks to the left here, these wicks over here, gonna close the full position. Pretty much your last line of defense. We're tapping into that 30-minute resistance that we formed here on the fake out. Definitely showing signs of rejection to the half an hour resistance there. So yeah, really close to stop loss. Unfortunately, at this point, there's little point of managing this position. We will just keep faith in that resistance. If we hit stop loss, it is what it is. Should still be in here. So yeah, obviously would have been better to wait for the 15-minute candle closure or even the hourly candle closure. We just jumped in on the break of that hourly low. And man, looking left, we missed this level here of possible rejection. So it would have been better to wait for the hourly close below that level. So if you load risk here, should probably be sitting at either break even or a minor loss for the day. Anyway, we'll keep on keeping on. Your 4 hour has got 45 minutes here. If you close bullish, close above this resistance, could see some further correction of this move down, possibly a push up into this level here. Sorry, I think I was muted. So I was saying, the takeaway from this is we form this hourly support level over here, okay, and we had this 15-minute candle closure on this hourly support, so definitely could have managed positions on the break of that 15-minute high. So yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda, whatever, just like I say, just trying to take away something from this loss here. It's the beginning of the month, no need to get too down over a loss. Got a whole month ahead of us. Looks like we're rejecting this area, and if we come back down, you can still see price drive further down for the day. So definitely, waiting for those candle closures is very important. If this previous hourly closed below this range, this support, you would have seen the next hour drive down, but because we closed above support, we've pushed up now to create this top wick. Like I say, if you come back down and break maybe the low or the low of the previous hourly, you should still see a move down here. But because we didn't wait for that hourly candle closure and we closed back above support, we drove up here. We put our faith in this level here, and that obviously did not work out. Keeping in mind your previous 30-minute was bearish, and you did have that fake out of this level here. Your best bet right now is to wait for the 4-hour candle closure, so we can get some confirmation on direction here. Still currently in this GJ bar. Looks like we may get stopped out at break even here. We've tapped into resistance and rejected. So your hourly's pushed up, tapped into this resistance here, seem to be respecting that level, and your 30-minute is respecting this minor resistance here. Looks like we're about to close a weak bullish candle. 15-minute, you've got a strong bearish candle, basically a fake out of this small range here. So on your new 30-minute candle, if we wick up and then break the low of the hourly candle, we should drive down here. So we've closed basically a doji here. It's as if nothing really happened in the previous 30 minutes other than getting stopped out. So you can potentially see this same plan play out here. We'll be looking to have a stop loss on the current 30-minute high. So your 15-minute has broken the low. Your 30-minute wicked up, tapped into this previous support level. We should be good to drive on down once we break this current hourly candle low. So I'll stop at 1832.6, stop loss at 1834.75. Hey, Pre-Nolan, how's it, my boy? What took my trading to the next level? A lot of things, man. Time, experience. Like, there's no one thing I've learned that took me to the next level. But I do remember was possibly, looking at higher time frames, looking at the 30 minutes for entries. I would analyze the way I do now for quite a long time, but I would go down to the lower time frames and look for entries from there. And the thing with that is some days, you catch really crazy moves. Let's say you went down to the lower time frame, 5 minutes, you got an entry up here for your soul. But now the thing is, you start to break some of the rules of trading on the higher time frame, and you find yourself entering on wicks a lot. So yeah, sometimes you get really great positions, but at the same time, your probability of winning that trade goes down a whole lot. So it's a trade-off, the risk to reward ratio may increase when you're looking at lower time frames for entries, but your win rate definitely goes down. And for me, just personally, I think what fits my style a bit better is having a slightly better win rate. I feel it's just very psychologically draining to take 4 losses and then finally get a win and make back like 1%. Well, your 15-minute is about to close. So, looking like it's going to close like a doji. We have closed back below the support on the previous 15. If we break the lows here, we should be good to drive down still. Looks like we're about to get triggered in here. Okay, there we go. So we should get quite a nice move down now. And we'll just manage our position quite aggressively here. Got about 10 pips to fill this wick here. 15 pips down to support. About 30 pips to fill the hourly wick over there. Coming into the last 10 minutes of the 4 hour, expecting to see a little bit of volume here. What happened yesterday was we only had the move on gold in the last 15 minutes of the 4 hour candle. So pretty much executing on that today. Generally we stay out just before and the beginning of the 4 hour candle. But this is the setup we were looking for all morning. Got wicked out on the previous 30-minute candle on our previous trade. But everything we were looking at originally is still valid here. If we can get ourselves into a good position here, maybe 10 pips before the hourly candle closure, we can move stops to break even. Possibly secure some profit. If we do break this wick down here at 1831.57, that previous hourly wick, you should see price push down to 1830 to fill this wick. Currently sitting at break even. Gonna give it a chance here. If we don't get it pushed down in the next 5 minutes, we'll be closing out. So we closed bullish on a 5 minute. And it's the last 5 minutes now of the hourly and 4 hour candle. Like I say, gonna give it a chance to run down. If we break this low, we should push and fill these wicks. Otherwise, if we push up here, we'll be closing just at break even. Like I say, yesterday the move only happened in the last 15 minutes or so of the 4 hour candle. So we may get that volume same time as yesterday. Pretty much same story, just ranging, very volatile. Just like yesterday. London session has definitely been a little bit more volatile in the past couple weeks. Asian has been good. Okay, so we broke the low there, tapping into that wick. With your hourly closing below the support, we should see the next hour drive down. But like I say, you got a new 4 hour candle about to open here. So a little bit tricky. We have broken the low of that 5 minutes, so like I say, at this point if we move back to break even, we'll close this trade. Can we get a push here in the last minute? Breaking that low. What I'll do right now is secure half. So closing half here at about 14 pips. And gonna have stops at break even. So GJ, the runner was stopped out at break even here. We did secure 90% of our position at 30 pips. Here on gold, we've secured the majority of our position at 30 pips. So yeah, that loss could definitely have been avoided. The setup was good. The timing on the execution was just not the greatest. It took the seller on the break of this bullish hourly close to continue pushing down. But we were in the last, 15, no, Allah. But we should have waited for this 15-minute candle to close. That was the mistake there. And then from there, could have looked for an entry on the next 15, and you would never have got that entry, so that would have been alright. Since we were in that trade, we could have definitely managed it and closed partials as we broke the high of that bullish 15-minute candle. Unfortunately, we got wicked out, and we have partially recovered here. So you should be sitting at about break even for the day. A lot of work for break even. So definitely need to take these lessons and learn from them. Your 4 hour has closed pretty strong here, and you've got a lot of range moving down. You got all of this traffic here to mirror. So it's 11 o'clock. Taken one more trade than I probably should have, but we've managed to recover some of our position here. So we're going to call it a day. Going to leave this runner to run, and we'll check in tomorrow how this trade has played out. So cheers everybody, hope you have a great day. I'm off. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is a UK bank holiday, so we should be pretty flat tomorrow morning. We also have big news later on in the afternoon, so you're probably looking at a pretty slow morning. Most probably not going to take any trades, but I'll be here for 20 minutes, half an hour, just checking in, possibly doing some analysis for what could happen later on in the day. And yeah, I'll see you there. Cheers everyone. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate it. Yeah, the stream is done here, guys. Just still have a runner running here. So I've left it on the screen while I go grab something to eat. But really, nothing more to see here. Like I say, just letting this runner play out. We'll see what happens here as we tap into the support level. But looking on a 4 hour, you've basically got this whole candle to mirror all the way down to 1822.5, and then you got a key level here at 1821. So probably leave that as our final target. I don't think we'll get this push all the way down to the weekly support today. Realistically, I think the market will be waiting for NFP at this point. So we'll I'll take profit here. Let's say, gonna keep it here at this level. $18.23.5. Yeah, just obviously we took a loss today. 2 wins. So just about covering that loss now with this runner. Like I say, a lot of hard work to get break even, but it is what it is. Also walked away with a lesson here today. So we've secured 75% of this position. I think what I'll do is as we tap into the support, I will make sure that 90% of my position is secured. That'll leave us with 50 pips secured here. And then leave that little 10% running to 1823.5. So I'll leave this up on the screen for a little bit longer, but like I say, the stream is pretty much done here. So thank you so much for joining, guys. Please leave a like on the video. Don't expect any more trades. We just want to see how this plays out. Not gonna lie, I noticed viewers pick up around this time, so yeah, we'll let this runner play out, leave it on screen, bump up the views there, get this algorithm working here on YouTube. Like I say, we'll secure 90% of our position here at 1827,600. Down here at support. Definitely potential for entry on this candle. Obviously I've just stepped out, but you had this closure below support. You wicked up nicely on the new candle into that level of support there. Obviously resistance on a lower time frame, broke the low. We should push on down to our next target here. Good for us, we are already in this trade, so all we have to do is secure profit. Okay, we should be pretty set to tap into 1827.6. If we break the high of the current 15-minute, I'll close out a little bit more of this position. GJ, looks like you are forming a support here now. Got a pretty big wick to fill here on the 4-hour. Your new 4-hour is flipping bullish. Should have quite nice bars during New York session here on GJ. Okay, so it looks like your 15-minute is breaking its own high here. We still have a lot of probability to continue further down, but just looking to take off a little bit more profit here. Closed out 75%, so I'd like to close out at least 90% as we tap into this level. But if the lower time frames here are showing possible rejection and a chance to retrace, I'll just close out a little bit more here. Did take a loss today, so just want to manage this win effectively here. I think managing the profit that you have running is also a very important form of risk management, because we are now in profit. To let that go to waste, we are basically risking the profit we have. Your 30 minutes is about to close in 2 minutes here. If we have this doji candle closing like this on a 15, and your next 15 breaks these lows, you should get a pretty strong move down. If we close bullish, there's an potential support formed at this level then. Otherwise, right now, price is just taking a pause to continue pushing down. We are sitting at this potential support area. Currently sitting at about 35 pips of profit. We closed out the majority of this position at 30 pips. Thank you to everyone hopping on here. Appreciate the support. Please give the video a thumbs up. Like I say, the stream is pretty much over, just watching this trade play out here. We've secured the majority of this position, so really got nothing too much to worry about. If you are looking for an analysis of any sort, got stopped out of break even here on GJ earlier, secured about 30 pips as well. But GJ, I'd be waiting for a break above this resistance at 1863.100 to move on up. Looking left, it's quite tricky here actually. You've got this strong resistance, and that was our original first target where we took off some profit early on this morning. Right now, your 4 hour has flipped bullish to possibly fill this wick here. Your 30-minute closed bullish, so if you get a wick down, I'm lying. Just be careful, guys. We are in a time of low volume. I would wait for a little bit closer to pre-New York session to get involved in anything on GJ. But looking left here, you got a pretty strong 4 hour resistance. So above that level, it is pretty messy, but you do have some range up here. You've also got this wick to fill, and if you manage to get in a bar just above resistance here, you can manage your position as you tap into this wick, moving stops to break even or something to that effect. Take off some profit. So like I say, just trying to give you some ideas here. But yeah, GJ, higher time frames, we are very bullish. Yesterday we closed bullish above this resistance. As you can see, we've moved up and we've tapped into this daily resistance. So another possible possibility here is we could see a correction. For sells, you're probably looking below this level here. Stay out of this range over here, 162 to 160, 162 600 to 162 400. Below there you should be safe. You've got about 20 pips moving down here and a possible 40 pips to the support. Looking on an hourly here, this was our previous major high, so there's a chance that we pull back all the way down to that level before continuing up. I wouldn't bet on it, and I would be careful trading counter trend, but you could definitely see selling opportunities possibly below 162 470, bars above 163. For gold, we've had a pretty strong push down already. Probably waiting for a resistance to form here on gold. Come pre-New York, wait for a resistance to form, and New York session you should see a continuation down here. Higher time frames are all bearish. We should get a push at least into this level. 1825. Looking at a daily time frame here. Your weekly candle. Last week we had this exhaustion candle. Pretty strong wick rejection to this level over here. broken the low to push on down. So yeah, just doing a quick run through for anyone joining here. If you have just joined and you'd like an analysis of what to look for possibly during New York, I've just gone over that in the last 5 minutes. Other than that, just monitoring this trade that we are currently in. Closed the majority here already, so this is just a runner. Once we break these lows, we should pop down to our target here. Alright, your 15-minute is pushing up here. If we break these highs, I'm going to close out 90%. Just let the last little bit run. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that is the stream. Definitely done at this point. Cheers guys, thank you so much for joining. I'll be back tomorrow, 8 AM South African time. Enjoy the rest of your day further. Cheers everyone.